once you get to that point, your growth is no longer limited by an insurance company saying, you must do this and this and this. Okay, so let's talk about insurance. When I first got into this game back in the early 1990s, insurance was the game. People would come in a lot and say, I just want to do what my insurance covers. Well, we had to collect a copayment. And so we had to tell the patient, well, you have a contract that if you go and get these services, there's a certain amount you have to pay out of pocket. And we had to learn how to handle that. And we found out that if you handle it right, then people don't have a problem with paying what they're supposed to pay. But we were still pretty dependent upon insurance. It was probably 80% of my collections or more. And so what happened was, as time went on, the copayment got bigger and bigger and bigger. Now you're lucky to find a policy that's going to be covering better than 60%. So either you have to cut your fees or you have to be able to ask people for more money. So when you learn how to ask people for more money and you can promote what you're doing and show the value of what you're doing, you don't need insurance. There is no trick in insurance. There's no magic salesperson. You just got to get somebody that understands how to get people engaged in their health problem. And so when we do that, by teaching you how to have we call them a case manager, to go in and collect the information from the patient about why they're there, we do it in a way that the patient starts to look at, what am I actually doing for this problem? Am I just covering it up? Or am I actually going to get to the root of the problem so it goes away? I've had it for X number of years, and we all know that most of our patients come in with chronic degenerative problems because symptoms are the last thing to show up and the first thing to go away. And because of that, when we get them, they have a problem. So the key is, do we handle it like a doctor or do we handle it like an airplane mechanic? An airplane mechanic would go, let me make sure there's nothing wrong with this plane that could go wrong while they're on their next flight. So they're going to look at everything and try to figure out what the underlying root cause is. In healthcare, we're pretty much into patching them up with something that relieves their pain so they can get through the next day. We need to take the viewpoint of more of like an airplane mechanic. What's causing that problem? Remember this, it's never going to be easier or cheaper than it is right now to get rid of a chronic problem, ever. It's always getting worse. Whether their symptoms progressively get worse or not, their underlying problem will get worse. So the way we teach you how to get these patients to this realization is how you collect the data and how you present to them what you're doing. If you present it in the wrong way, which most people do, people get defensive and they think they're trying to sell me something and they put up that defensive block. But if you do it in a way where people start going, yeah, I want to get to the bottom of this too. When did this first start? And how long have I had this? And what are all the things that would be coming from it? Oh, I didn't realize that numbness in my hand could be related to the pain in my neck. I never put that together. And when people start putting this together and you show them the way we teach you how to show them what we can do, at the end of it, people go, I need to do this. I want to figure out a way that I can pay for this. Do you have a payment plan? Do you have financing options? Yes, we do. Okay, let's talk about them. Remember, if somebody were able to finance a problem that was not covered by insurance and they were going to pay it off over time, that's pretty much like insurance, except insurance, you're paying it before you even have the problem. So if you do it that way, it's not going to be much more than paying an insurance bill. So imagine if they had 100% coverage, would that policy be more expensive? Yes, it would. And if your payment would be less than the increase in the price of that payment or that policy, patient's going to go, well, this is a better way to handle it because then I don't have a problem anymore. So we teach you how to do that. AMI walks you through the process step by step. We do that with training on our portal, with our sales course. We do that with training on our weekly Zoom calls with people that actually are doing the same process in clinics, teaching it to you. And then we do it live. Every other month, we have a live sales training that we bring people in and we actually role play with you the systems we've discovered are the best way to present what we do so that a patient realizes, you know what, I don't care if it's covered or not, I need this and I want to pay for it. You have the payment plan. And once you get to that point, your growth is no longer limited by an insurance company saying you must do this and this and this, even though they have no idea what the patient has. So it's a very liberating thing. AMI is really good at it. We help clients to be able to increase their income significantly just by putting these systems in place. We love to be able to help you.